Hello and welcome to Bottoms Down, Chair Yoga for Everyone. I'm Carol. I'm so glad you've joined our community. So check out the Bottoms Down YouTube channel homepage for easy access to videos about the body area you want to work on, or the amount of time you have for your practice today, or if you want to stay seated or stand more. If you haven't already, please click the subscribe button. It is free, and we'd love to hear from you, so leave a comment. In today's practice, we'll explore Sun Salutations and Warrior poses. Sun Salutations get our blood flowing, and Warriors are strength-building poses. We'll move through these both seated and standing, but remember that you can always stay seated the entire time. You'll need a chair and a block. Now, if you don't have a block, you can substitute a big book, or you can do it without it. And let's get started. So we're going to sit up nice and tall in our chair, and we're going to move forward just a little bit. Think just a moment about grounding our feet to the earth, right? Also the same thing about those sits bones. We want to ground those sits bones to the chair. We're going to take our hands and we're going to flip those palms up to the ceiling. Lift the heart. Pull the shoulders down out of the ears. Close the eyes and just breathe your natural breath. And then let's elongate that breath. We're going to inhale a little more deeply. Exhale a little more completely, just connecting to that breath. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Bring your hands to your heart. Set your intentions for today's practice. One more breath here. All right, bring your hands down to your thighs and open your eyes. We're going to drop our arms down by our side, and we're just going to shrug our shoulders up into our ears. And then we're going to let them drop. And let's do that again. So it's a shoulder shrug. Up we go. Let them drop. And let's do that one more time. It's a shoulder shrug. And it's a drop. All right. Very good. We're going to let our right ear fall towards our right shoulder. So just feel this first. Just a natural range of motion. You'll feel a little stretch here on the side of the neck. You feel that? Now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to lay it lightly on the top of my head. I'm not going to pull or tug. I'm just going to let the weight of that hand give me a little different stretch. Now, we're going to extend the opposite arm out towards the wall beside us. So go ahead and flex through the wrist and push through the palm of that hand. You feel a little different stretch? Yeah, I do too. One more breath. All right, let's bring that left hand down first. Take the hand off the head. Lift the head up. Oh boy, how does that feel? All right, let's do the other side. So we're going to drop that left ear towards that left shoulder. Just give it a moment here, okay? So we want to get kind of that natural stretch first. Now, we're going to take our hand and we're going to place it lightly on our head. Don't pull, right? So just laying there, letting the weight give us a little more stretch. Then we're going to extend that opposite arm out. Flex through the wrist, push through that palm. Oh yeah. One more breath. All right, let's bring that right hand down first. Take the hand off of the head. Lift that head up, and how does that feel? I know, pretty good stretch there on the neck, isn't it? Okay, so we're going to do another pose for warm-up. This is called staff pose. Now, what we're going to do, I want you to think about keeping your feet grounded and keeping your sits bones on that chair, okay? So all of this bottom part of the body stays very grounded. Now, we're going to take our hands and we're just your thumbs right under your armpits, okay? Then all you're going to do is lift through the spine. So nice long spine, crown of the head towards the ceiling. It's a lift. Now, I want you to maintain that lift. We're going to let go and we're going to place our hands on the chair back behind us. Don't lose the extension though. One more breath and release that. Okay, how did that feel? We're going to do that a couple more times, okay? Now, when you let go and bring your hands back to the chair, don't grab the chair, okay? So I like to just tent my fingers and just have them resting lightly there because I want all the work to be through the spine. And with that, your abdominals are working, right? I want that to, what you feel is the extension, and that's the work. Okay, let's do it again. Thumbs under those armpits. Now, remember, lift, right? Crown of the head to the ceiling. We're extending through that spine. My feet are grounded. My sits bones are grounded on that chair. Are we ready? We're going to let go. Don't let everything sink. Go ahead and extend. Keep everything extended. Tented fingers on the chair behind us. Lift, 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 and release. Can we do that just one more time? One more time. Ready? Here we go. Extend. This is called staff pose. We're lengthening through that spine. One more breath. Go ahead and let go. Put your fingers on that chair behind you. Extend. One more breath here and release. So if you don't feel yourself at the end of that pose, you weren't trying, right? You weren't really giving it a good go. All right, very good. So continuing to warm up a little bit into that spine, we're going to do a cat and a cow pose. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our thumbs to the back wall. But notice how I'm keeping my shoulders down, and I'm going to squeeze those shoulder blades back behind me. My heart lifts a little bit, doesn't it? So there's a little bit of a back bend, just a tiny one, a natural one, right? We're not trying to make that back bend happen. It just kind of does when we squeeze those shoulder blades behind and we bring those thumbs to the back wall. Okay, so here's our cow pose. Now, we're going to do cat pose next. So we're going to round our spine. We're going to bring our hands onto the tops of our thighs. Our elbows are going to stay wide. Now, try to tuck your chin and let that head fall. So I'm looking at my belly button. All right, let's do that again. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up and exhale down. One more time. Inhale up and exhale down and release. All right, let's grab a sip of water. So we're going to move into a Sun Salutation B. And what B does is adds a chair pose. So we're going to bring our hands to our heart. Now, we're going to do a reverse swan dive, palm faces up, extend your mountain up to the ceiling, and bring your hands to heart. We're going to come back up to that extended mountain, and we're going to make that big circle around, and we're going to bring our hands back to heart, okay? Let's do that one more time before we add on. Up we go. Extend your mountain. Try to touch that ceiling. Bring your hands to heart. We're going to come back up to extended mountain. Extend, 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 and bring those arms out and bring your hands to heart. Okay, now we're going to add that swan dive. So here we go. Big circle up, extend your mountain, and bring your hands to heart. Now this time when we come back up to our extended mountain, we're going to pull our belly in and we're going to dive forward, bring our arms by our side for a forward salute, airplane arm. So I'm stretching my fingertips back where the wall and the floor meet. I'm stretching my head forward where the ceiling and the wall meet, and I'm trying to stretch through that spine. One more breath, bring your hands to heart. Let's do that again. Big circle, up we go. Hands to heart. Extend that mountain up. Forward salute, airplane arms. Let's stretch through. Extending, extending, extending. One more breath, bring your hands to heart. Adding on, here we go. Big circle, up we go. Extend that mountain and bring those hands to heart. Back up we go. Dive forward. Forward salute, airplane arms. All right, are we ready for that supported forward fold? So we're going to put our forearms on our thighs, palms facing up, and we're going to let our heart fall forward. So keep your heart lifted, right? Back is flat, extending through that spine. One more breath, roll it up, bring your hands to heart. Let's do that again. Big old circle, up we go. Extend that mountain and bring those hands to heart. Back up we go. Dive it forward. We've got forward salute, airplane arms. Let's stretch through. Let's come to that supported forward fold. All right, now here we go. We're going to bring our hands to our heart. We're going to take a deep breath in, and then we're going to push up into, we're going to push up into chair pose. That took me 2 times, didn't it? And I'll tell you why here in just a second. Take one more breath in your chair pose and let's have a seat and release. So what happened there is I had my feet a little too far away from my chair, okay? So it's really hard to get up when your feet are too far away. So you want to pull those feet back, and I should have said this to begin with and I didn't. And then you can push. So see the difference? I can push through the heels of those feet. I still want the knees behind the toes, but I want to be able to push into my chair pose. Okay, let's do that again, hands to heart. I've moved my feet back a little bit, have you? Let's do it. Big circle, up we go. Extend that mountain and bring those hands to heart. Let's come back up to that extended mountain and we're going to dive it forward. Forward salute, airplane arms, stretching through. Let's come to that supported forward fold. Let that heart fall forward. Okay, are we ready? We're going to bring our hands to heart. We're going to take a deep breath in and we're going to press up into that chair pose. Now in your chair pose, I want your hips back, right? Knees are behind toes. Wiggle those toes. That weight needs to stay back. One more breath. We're going to have a seat. Let's do that one final time. Big circle, up we go. Extend your mountain. Bring your hands to heart. Up we go. Dive it forward. Forward salute, airplane arms, stretching through. Forward fold, supported. Hands to heart. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, chair pose. I know. One more breath and have a seat. All right, excellent work. Very, very, very good. All right, so we're going to move from a warrior two. We're going to reverse our warrior. Then we're going to move into a warrior one. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take that right knee and we're going to open it, okay? So you've got one knee facing me and you've got one knee facing that wall. Now, I want to show you, first of all, just the legs. We're going to work on the legs a little bit to go from a warrior two to a warrior one. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this knee and we're going to let it fall down towards the mat, and I'm now going to look over this opposite knee. And then I'm going to rotate back and I'm going to bring that knee back up, okay? Now, I'm going to make a little adjustment. I'm going to bring my foot just a little bit closer in. It was a little too far out. Now, as I drop that knee down, that feels better on my knee. I don't know about you, right? So kind of find that position and then up we go. So let's do that one more time. That knee falls down and then that knee comes up, okay? All right, are we ready? Let's bring those arms out, warrior two arms. So we're going to look over our right fingertips. Our shoulders are down, our ribs are in the center of the body, right? Flip that right palm to the ceiling and we're going to reverse our warrior up and back. Now we're going to come back to that warrior two. Starting with this left hand back behind you, you're going to bring it down and around as you bring that knee around, and then you're going to be facing over the other side into your warrior one pose. Arms are to the ceiling, shoulders are down. Now, starting with this outside hand, we're going to rotate back around to that warrior two. Do you see what I'm doing there? Let's do it again. So left arm is going to start down and around and up we go to that warrior one. Same arm is going to windmill up and over into that warrior two. And we're going to do that one more time. Down and around into that warrior one. Move it up and around to that warrior two. Let's reverse our warrior one more time. Up and back. Feel that stretch in that side waist. Back to that warrior two. We're going to squeeze the muscles against the bones in the arms. Activate that upper body. Shoulders stay down. One more breath. Release. And come forward. How did that feel? All right, let's do the other side. So we're going to take that left knee and we're going to open it nice and wide, okay? So you've got one knee facing me and you've got one knee facing the other wall. Rotate the ribs to face the center of the body. Do not let this knee fold in. So this leg is working hard to keep this inner thigh, right, is working hard to keep that leg open. So there's a lot of work going on here in these legs, even though it doesn't look like we're doing anything. Bring those arms up. So here's our warrior two arms. Oh, you know what? I think I want to show you the legs before we add the arms. So let's bring the arms down. Now, we're going to take this knee and we're going to drop it down as I move over this front leg. So I'm rotating my body over. Okay, so I know my foot is way too far out. So I'm going to come back in. I'm going to make some adjustments. I'm going to bring that foot in a little bit. Okay, now let's let that knee fall down. That feels better for me. All right, and then we're going to let that knee fold up. So you see what I'm doing? I'm rotating. So the knee rotates down and my body rotates to face over this knee. And then my knee comes up and I rotate to face forward again. Okay, let's do that just one more time with the legs, and then we'll add the arms. Rotate it down, and then rotate it up. Okay, now let's add the arms. Bring those arms out. Extending nice and long. Shoulders are down. Remember, arms are parallel to the mat. Look over those left fingertips. Flip your left palm to the ceiling. We're going to reverse our warrior. Up, up, up. Reverse. Come past the midline of the body. Looking up if that feels okay on your neck. We're going to come back to that warrior 2. Now, starting with this back hand, we're going to windmill down and around and up to our warrior 1. And then we're going to keep moving that arm and windmill it around to that warrior 2. So this back hand is doing all the work. Ready? Down and around we go, up. And then back and around back to that warrior 2. Let's do one more time. Here we go. Down and around and up to that warrior 1. Rotate it back and around to that warrior 2. Let's reverse our warrior one more time. Up and back. Back to that warrior 2. And release. Go ahead and face forward. All right, how did that feel? Good. So we're going to do a triangle pose now, and we're going to grab our block, and we're just going to set it here on our right side, okay? Now we're going to heel toe this right foot out to a diagonal, and we're going to extend this left leg out, okay? So make sure your ribs are right in the center of the body. We're going to bring those arms out to the side. Now, I want you to rotate the upper body only. Okay, so we're rotating. You see what I'm doing there? I'm just moving the upper body only out to the side. Let's bring it back center. We're going to do that one more time. Bring it out to the side. Now, I'm going to let this hand fall down to the block, and I'm going to extend open. Little triangle pose. One more breath here. Now we're going to come up to that warrior 2 arms. Bring the center of the ribs to the center of the body and release. Let's go ahead and take a moment. Okay, so we're going to do the other side. So let's move the block to the other side. Now we're going to heel toe that front foot out first, just a couple of heel toes, and then we're going to extend the opposite leg out to the side. Okay, so the leg is long. You can bend the knee a little bit. If this is giving you a little cramping here in the upper part of that thigh, you can just bend the knee and it'll take some of the pressure off. But if you're feeling okay, keep the leg straight. We're on the knife edge of that foot, right? Okay, are we ready? Arms extend out. Now, upper body only. We're just going to kind of rotate those ribs over to the side, and then we're going to come back center. So the upper and lower body are totally separate from one another. Let's do that again. And come center. We're going to do that one more time. We've got this. All right, now we're going to move, and then that left hand is going to come to the block, and we're going to extend that right arm up. Okay, here we are. It's a beautiful seated triangle pose. One more breath. Go ahead and come up. Bring the ribs center, hands down, and release. Okay. So the only thing we're going to do one more add-on. And so what we're going to do is, instead of the block being kind of here to our side, we're going to bring the block on the inside of our foot, and it's going to help us rotate just a little bit more. You don't ever have to add on, right? Ever, ever, ever. Okay, so let's put our block on the other side again. Remember, heel toe this front foot out. Now, take your block and bring it on the inside of that foot. You're going to see the difference, right? Extend that left leg out. Remember, we want the leg to be straight. We want to be working the outer edge of that thigh. If you need to bend the knee a little, that's absolutely fine. Let's bring those arms up. Rotate. Remember, just the ribs. All right, bring it in. Let's do that one more time. It's a rotation. Now, we're going to take this hand to that block on the inside. You feel the difference? And rotate up. I know, right? I feel it too. All right, so remember, we want the shoulders to be stacked. So it's kind of a wrist, shoulder, shoulder, wrist in alignment situation. This hand, inevitably, we kind of want this hand to be way back here. Just keep it in alignment. One more breath. Okay, we're going to push through this front heel. There's our power move. Bring those arms up, bring the ribs to the center, bring the hands down, grab your block, and let's release those legs. Okay, let's do the other side. So we're going to go ahead and take this, heel toe it out a couple of times, and we're going to bring our block to the inside of the foot, okay? Now, extend that right leg out. You're up on the knife edge of that foot. Leg is long. Rotate those ribs to face forward. Bring the arms up. Okay, ribs only. Remember, upper body and lower body are separate. Bring them in. Let's do that again. And bring them in. All right, here we go. We're going to rotate, and then we're going to drop that hand to that block and see if we can open that heart anymore. Oh my goodness. So remember, we want that alignment, so don't overextend this arm. It's not way back here, it's in alignment. So whatever the openness of your chest is, that's the alignment for that arm that's extended out. One more breath. Come back up. Bring those ribs back center. And release. All right. How did that feel? Oh, very, very, very good. Okay, so we're going to move into a warrior two pose. We'll add in a reverse warrior with a side angle pose. And this time, we're going to use our block. So all you're going to do is you're going to set your block here on that right side. Okay, it's going to be a little bit like what we just did. So we're just going to have that. It just helps us extend a little bit more into our, for this one, it's going to be our side angle pose. Okie dokie. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that extended leg version, but you remember, if you want to do this version, you can, right? So if you don't want to extend the leg, you can keep the legs at that 90 degrees and it's absolutely fine. But if you're with me, what we're going to do is we're going to heel toe that front foot out to that diagonal, and we're going to extend that opposite leg out. So we're on the knife edge of that leg, and we're going to bring those arms up, and we're going to look over those right fingertips, flip that right palm to the ceiling, and reverse our warrior up and back. Now we're going to come back to that warrior two, and this time instead of placing our hand on our thigh, which you can do, is absolutely fine, we're going to bring our hand to that block, and we're going to open. So here we are in a different version of side angle pose. Now we're going to bring our bicep, I call it bicep by ear, so that's extending our side angle pose. Now from this position, we're going to move into warrior two. So pull that belly in tight. Ready? Windmill those arms up to that warrior two. There's your power move. Let's flip that palm up and back. We're going to do that again. Right arm is going to come to the block. Open up that, keep that chest lifted, right? Extend your side angle pose. Ready? Press back up. Let's do it one more time. Flip and reverse your warrior. Hand to the block for side angle pose. Lift. Extend your side angle. Press back up. Little vinyasa flow, and hands down. Grab that block. Let's come to the other side. No resting. We're going to take that left knee and open it 2 times. Extend that right leg out. Bring those arms up. Look over those left fingertips, shoulders down, belly tight. Flip that palm to the ceiling, reverse that warrior up and back. You feel it? Here we go. Left hand is going to go to that block. We're going to lift that right arm up. Keep that chest lifted. Extend your side angle if you want. Ready? Up we go. Let's do that again. Flip that left palm up, reverse that warrior up and back. Back to your warrior two. Move to that side angle pose. Extend your side angle. Press it up. Last time through, let's do it. Flip that palm up and back. Back to warrior two. Side angle pose. Extend that side angle. Oh my goodness. Back up we go. Bring those hands down. Bring the legs in. Go ahead and set your block aside. And grab a sip of water. Let's come to standing on the right side of our chair. And we're going to do a sun salutation and add that chair pose, and we're going to revolve our chair pose. So I'm going to actually have my block between my legs, or between my feet, a little bit forward. Again, if you don't have a block, don't worry about it. It's fine. You can do it without it. But if you have that block, go ahead and set it there. We're going to bring our hands to heart. Make sure that you can make your circle, your sun, without hitting your chair. Hands to heart. Okay, are we ready? Big circle out. There's your inhale. Extend that mountain up and bring your hands to heart. There's your exhale. Up we go. Inhale. Let's make that big circle around and bring our hands back to heart. Let's do that again. Big circle, up we go. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. We're going to do that one more time. Up we go. Exhale, bring hands to heart. Adding on. Here we go. Big circle, up we go. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Up we go. Inhale. Now we're going to swan dive into that forward salute with airplane arms, and we're going to stretch through that spine. Hands are down where the wall and the floor meet. Head is up where the ceiling and the wall meet. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Bring your hands to heart. Let's do that again. Big circle up. Inhale here. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's do that again. Up we go. Dive it forward. Forward salute, airplane arms. We're going to stretch through. Now we're going to place our hands on our thighs for a forward fold. Let that heart fall forward. Tuck the chin. Roll it up into standing. Bring your hands to heart. Let's do that again. A little bit of a flow here, right? Up we go. Bring those hands to heart. Up we go. Dive it forward. Forward salute with airplane arms. We're going to stretch it through. Come to that supported forward fold. Now, let's add our chair pose. So we're going to bring our hands to heart. We're going to shoot our hips back behind us. Making sure that your hips are back. You can wiggle those toes, right? So hips are back. Knees are behind toes. Wiggle toes. One more breath. Go ahead and stand, and let's do that again. Up we go. Dive it forward. Halfway lift, extend. Forward salute with airplane arms. Then we're going to come to that supported forward fold. Okay, are we ready? Come into chair pose. I know I'm going a little fast, aren't I? We're moving through it. I know. One more breath here. Go ahead and stand up, adding on. Big circle, up we go. Extend that mountain. Bring those hands to heart. I think I left that out last time. Up we go. Dive it forward. It's all good. Forward salute, airplane arms. Let's come to that supported forward fold. All right, chair pose. Now, what I'm going to do in my chair pose is I'm going to bring my hands down to my block. But here's the thing. I'm not hinging at the waist to come down. I'm pushing my hips back and I'm coming down, right? Wah, deeper chair pose. I'm going to place my right hand on that block and I'm going to revolve my chair pose. And I'm going to bring that hand down and I'm going to place it on my block and I'm going to revolve my chair pose. And I'm going to bring my hand down. I'm going to do that again. If I don't have a block, I'm just revolving. And I'm going to bring my hand center and I'm going to revolve the other way. Who feels your quads, right? Your quadriceps are screaming, these legs. Bring it back center, stand up. Let's do that again. Big circle, up we go. Building some heat, right? Bring your hands to heart. Let's do that again. Up we go. Forward salute, airplane arms. We're going to stretch through that spine nice and long. Place your hands on your thighs for that forward fold. All right, ready? Chair pose. Bring your hands to that block. We're going to rotate open to the right this time, just mixing it up. Bring that hand down. We're going to rotate open to the left. Make that rotation happen right at the rib cage. Bring that hand down. Bring your hands to heart. Stand up. Can we do it one more time? This is it. Got a little heat build up, right? Hands to heart. Let's come back up. Extend that mountain. Dive it forward. Forward salute, airplane arms. Stretch. Forward fold. Chair pose. Rotate. Come center. Hands on block if you want it. Rotate the other way. I'm just showing you the other way. And come to standing and release. I know. How did you feel about that one? It was a good one, wasn't it? All right, go ahead and set your block aside for right now. Now, we're going to do an eagle legs to warrior 3 pose. Actually, you know what? Let's do it with our block. Let's go ahead and put that block in front of that right foot. Again, if you don't have the block, you're just going to do it without it. It's fine. So what I want you to do is take those right toes and place it on that block. Hello. Right, creates a little balance challenge, doesn't it? You got your chair right here. All right, let's bring our hands to heart. Now, we're going to open, palms facing up. Now, we're going to cross our left arm on top, and then we're going to hug ourselves. Belly stays tight. We're going to rotate to the right, and we're going to come center, and we're going to rotate to the left, and we're going to come center. We're going to open up those arms, and now we're going to bring those hands to heart. We're going to pick this foot up that's on the block, and we're going to push it back behind us to a warrior 3 with prayer hands. For 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and put that foot on the floor. How'd you do on that one? So I know that movement from eagle legs to warrior 3 is very challenging. I know that it is, so that movement. So you've got your chair right here, right? You can hang on to that chair, it's fine. All right, let's go to the other side. It's just a little balance work, balance challenge. So we're going to take those toes and put them on the block. Now what are you doing if you don't have a block? Either your toes are down on the floor or your knee is lifted, right? Either is fine. All good. We're just kind of giving you ideas and options here. Let's bring our hands to our heart. Pull that belly in tight. Remember, belly tight. Eagle. Okay, let's bring those arms out. Now this time the right arm is going to be on top, and we're going to hug ourselves. And we're going to rotate to the left. It's very challenging, isn't it? And center. This rotation is very challenging. Rotate the other way. Come back center. We're going to open. Now we're going to bring our hands to heart. Prayer hands. Press those palms together. Belly tight. Lift that foot and push it through to that warrior 3. I know. One more breath. Go ahead and put that foot down and release. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to set our block aside, and I want us just to focus on warrior 3, okay? So I'm going to turn, you stay facing me. I'm going to turn just so you can see me a little bit better, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the hands at heart, and I'm going to take one leg back. We're going to do both legs, so it doesn't matter. All right, so hips are square, hands are at heart. Now, if you want, you can just keep those toes down. Try not to make it be your whole foot. See if you can make it just be your toes to work your balance, belly tight. Now, if you want to lift that leg up, lift it. All right, here we go. We're going to bring those arms out by our side. It's called, I call it airplane arms. Now, the full expression of the warrior 3, if you want to do it, is we're going to extend our arms out in front of us, and we're going to lift that leg up. Now, notice how I'm looking down at my chair. I have no wrinkles in my neck. My belly is tight. My hips are square. 3, 2, 1. Come up slowly. Bring that knee up, and then put that foot down. So we want to get out of that pose mindfully, okay? So we want to always get out of our balance poses with intention. Okay, let's do the other leg. Here we go. It doesn't matter, you're behind your chair, so just switch to the other leg. So remember, toes can be down if you want. Let's go ahead and bring our hands to heart. Let's lift that foot up. Oh yeah. All right, now we're going to bring our arms by our side. And then if you want the full expression, your arms come out in front of you, the leg lifts, we're looking down, no wrinkles in the neck. Belly is tight, hips are square. One more breath. All right, come up slowly, bring that knee up. Whoops, and put that foot down with intention, right? All right, very, very well done. So now we're going to move into a warrior 1 and 2, and we're going to add a humble warrior to that. So we're going to start facing our chair, leg that's next to the chair. So you're going to step it under just a little bit. Opposite leg steps back, and the heel is down. Okay, so you've got that foot at that angle. Bring your hips around, bend that front knee. Pull that belly in tight. Bring your hands to heart. Okay, excellent work. Now, from warrior 1, we're going to take our hands and we're going to extend them to the ceiling. So there's a full version of warrior 1. Now, we're going to rotate to face me into your warrior 2. So remember, this knee needs to stay open, okay? So don't let that knee fold in. Let's flip that palm up and back. We're going to come into our reverse warrior. We're going to come back to that warrior 2. Now, back hand is going to windmill back around into a warrior 1. Keep that front knee bent, okay? Keep those hips square. Bring your hands back behind you. Interlace your fingers. Push those knuckles down towards the floor. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind you. Now we're going to move into humble warrior. So we're going to bow over our front leg and we're going to let our arms come up back behind us. Now if this does not feel good on your shoulders, you're going to leave your hands resting on the back, and that's fine. If you're with me, my arms are coming up behind me. Maybe your forehead touches the chair. It doesn't have to. For 3, 2, 1. Belly tight. We're going to lift back up. Release those arms. Bring your hands back to heart. And step out of it. Okay. Humble warrior. How'd you feel on that one? Let's do the other side. So remember, keeping those shoulders, so as you're here and squeezing as you come forward, you can just leave your hands down on your back. It's fine if it doesn't feel good to lift them. I have super healthy shoulders, so it works for me to go ahead and lift them. All right, so let's go ahead and take that other leg. So your right foot is going to step under the chair a little bit, right? Take the opposite leg, step it back. Bring that heel down. Bring your hips around to face your chair. Bend that front knee. Okay. So let's bring hands to heart. Pull that belly in, lengthen nice and long through the tailbone. Here's a beautiful warrior one. If you want to extend your hands to the ceiling, that's fine. If you want to keep your hands at heart, that's fine. Okay, are we ready? We're going to windmill around to that warrior 2. Remember, this knee needs to stay open. Bring those ribs to the center of the body. Flip that right palm to the ceiling. We're going to reverse that warrior. We're going to come back to that warrior 2. Now let's come back around to our warrior 1. Start with hands at heart. So kind of get everything set. I just needed to move my foot a little bit. Bring those hips around, bend that front knee. Front knee stays bent. Bring your hands back behind you. Clasp your hands together and push those knuckles down towards the floor. See how I'm squeezing my shoulder blades behind me? Now I'm going to begin to come down. Remember, you can leave your hands resting on your back. It's absolutely fine. If you're feeling okay, you can let those hands come up behind you. Maybe your forehead comes to the chair. It doesn't have to. I'm just giving you ideas here. 1 more breath. Pull that belly in tight. Go ahead and lift back up. Bring your hands back to heart. And release. Very well done. Go ahead and have a seat. And let's grab a sip of water. So we're going to heel toe our feet wide, okay? I'm coming a little forward in my chair. Now I'm going to reach back and I'm going to grab my chair and I'm going to extend my legs long. And then I'm going to bend the knees up. So use your abdominals here. Belly is tight. Extend and bend, okay? Extend and bend. Now, bring your hands to heart. We're not going to hold the chair. Let's see how it feels. It's out and in. It's out and in. Let's do one more. Out and in and release. Go ahead and bring those legs together. Okay, so now the add-on here is instead of starting with our legs out, we're going to start with our legs together. So we're going to have to do that full motion of out and in. Okay, so let's start with just the legs. Hands on that chair. Here we go. So remember, it's out, so legs are extended. Then we're going to bring them in together. Let's do that again. It's out and in. Again. And out and in. Belly tight. Last time, out and in. Bring your hands to heart. Let's give it a try. Are we ready? Here we go. Inhale here. Out and in. That's your inhale. Exhale if you want to add the breath and in. Let's do it again. It's out and in. Star pose. And out and in. Belly tight. It's out and in. One more. It's out and in. All right. How did that feel? Excellent work. Okay, so we're going to grab our block and we're going to place it between our feet. So let's take our hands behind our head and lift our heart a little bit. Squeeze your shoulder blades back behind you. Now keep your feet grounded, all right? So we're not going to let those feet come up. We're going to pull our belly in, and then we're going to roll down into a child's pose, and we're just going to let our hands rest on that block. Now if you don't have a block, your hands are going to be resting on your thighs. Palms are facing down, or your hands are on that block. See if you can let your head fall a little bit, if that feels okay. We're going to roll it up into a seated position and bring our hands to heart. Does that feel okay? Let's do it again. Back we go. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind you. Now we're going to release down into that child's pose. Remember, hands can be on forearms can be on thighs, or hands can be on block. I do want the upper body supported though. Okay, so I want your hands somewhere where you're supporting. Tuck the chin, let the head fall. And let's go ahead and roll it up, and let's do that one final time. Hands behind head, extend. And then down we go into child's pose. Your version. Tuck that chin, let that head fall. And roll it up into a seated position. Okay, very, very well done. So next we're going to move into an eagle pose, and we're going to use our block. So we're going to take that block and we're going to place it right by that right foot, and we're going to place that right foot on top of that block. Okay, now we're going to move on from here, and we're going to go ahead and cross our arms, moving on, and we're going to squeeze our shoulders, going to hug ourselves here, okay? We're going to rotate towards the right, and then we're going to come center, and we're going to rotate to the left. And then we're going to come center. We're going to let those elbows come up towards the ceiling, and then center, and then we're going to let those elbows come down towards the floor, and center, and release. And let's do the other side. So if you don't have your block, I didn't say this, did I? Sorry about that. If you don't have your block and you don't have a place to put your toes, you're just going to cross. Or you can cross ankle to ankle, all right? Or you can cross ankle above that knee. All right, so those toes are just resting on that block. We're going to open. Now, let's go ahead and hug ourselves again. Squeeze. Ready? Rotate to the left. And come center. Rotate to the right. And come center. Elbows come up. And center. Elbows come down. And center. And release. All right, let's go ahead and set that block aside. Now, we're going to take our right knee and we're going to open it wide, and we're going to drop that left knee down towards the floor and come into a crescent lunge. So press the back of that kneecap to the ceiling. We're lifting up through the heart. And release. And let's do that one more time. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take this outside arm and we're going to extend it out in front of us, and then we're going to bring that arm up and over, and then we're going to bring it to the back half of that extended leg behind us. One more breath here. Release. Let's do that one more time. Extend, up, over, and back. And release. All right, very good. Let's do the other side. Okay, so I'm facing forward to start with. My left knee is going to open. My right knee is going to fall down towards the floor. And remember, I'm pushing that foot back, kind of back of the kneecap towards the ceiling, lifting that heart nice and tall, feeling that stretch right here. Let's release it and then engage it one more time. Okay, are we ready? Here we go. Extend that arm out. We're going to bring it up towards the ceiling, and then we're going to bring it back towards that back calf, and we're hanging out here and we're breathing. Let's do that again. Come up, center, extend that arm out, up to the ceiling and back towards that back calf as we breathe. One more breath here and face forward. All right, let's extend our left leg out in front of us. We're going to lengthen through the spine, and we're going to let that heart fall forward. It's going to be a moving pyramid. Tuck the chin and roll it up. Extend the spine long. Inhale. Exhale, down we go. Tuck that chin and roll it up. Little movement here. Extend. Down we go. And up. All right, let's bend that knee and put that foot on the floor. We're going to the other side. We're going to extend that other leg. Lengthen, hinge forward. Inhale here. Exhale, up we go. Let's do that again. Nice long spine. Inhale. Exhale, down we go. And roll it up. Last time. Here we go. Inhale. And down we go. Little moving pyramid pose. And up we go. And release. All right, very well done. Let's go ahead and sit back in our chair. Get ready for our Shavasana pose. We're going to lean back. Hands are going to rest lightly on the thighs. Let's flip our palms up to the ceiling. Close the eyes. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out.
Live with richness. Today comes to you with multiple opportunities for richness. To see those opportunities, look around with an open heart and an open mind. There are people in your life whom you see all the time, but you've barely even met. Get to know a few of them better, and you're likely to find yourself with some interesting and enriching new friends. There are places you hurry right on past every day without even noticing. Make it a point to stop and explore some of them and find treasures you never even knew existed. Ask yourself what things interest you that you've never fully explored. Make the effort to discover and fulfill your passions and give yourself the opportunity to add new dimension to life. Living richly has very little to do with how much money you have. It has everything to do with how deeply and sincerely you appreciate the unique potential that is your life. You never have to let the little things get you down when you have so many real and meaningful things to lift you up. Make the choice today and every day to live with richness, because you can.
Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Reach up with the right hand. Give the head a gentle tug as you press that left hand down towards the floor. Release it. Drop your chin towards your chest. Reach up with your hands. Give the head a gentle tug. Release it. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Reach up with the left hand. Give the head a gentle tug, pressing that opposite hand down towards the floor. Release it. Look up just slightly. Open your mouth if you want to stretch your jaw. Bring your hands to your heart. Honoring one another, we say, Namaste. Thank you so much for joining today. I really appreciate it. And if you would like the video, subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. And as always, I love to hear from you guys. So I will see you next time.